Welcome back, Pokemon fans. Angel of the Night here. We are back again with the Grand Challenge 2025, and this is battle number 3. Now, our opponent is actually going to lead off here with a Toucannon and a Grimmsnarl, two Pokemon that you don't normally see nowadays paired together. But Toucannon, of course, is something that is from the Alola region, something I haven't seen in quite some time. So I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really know what to expect from the Toucannon. So at first when I see the Grimmsnarl, there's one of three things that can happen: Fake Out, Reflect, or Light Screen. Now, right off the bat, I'm thinking to myself, how would I use Grimmsnarl? I would definitely go in for the Fake Out, and then in another turn, I would maybe try to get some Reflects up. So at first I thought to myself, well, maybe I'll go with a Tera Ghost and go for the Population Bomb. But then I thought to myself, what happens if they ended up going for like a Spirit Break or a Beak Blast? Honestly, I kind of debated on going in for the Tera Fairy here, and that's exactly what I did here to try to resist any kind of damage from the opposing side. The attack that we decided to lock into is Rock Slide, and of course we decided to go for the Population Bomb into the Grimmsnarl, just like I stated originally. Toucannon, of course, is going to go for Beak Blast, so it is actually protecting itself here this turn, and anything that actually does manage to get a hit off onto the Toucannon will eventually get a burn. And that's something that I didn't actually remember from Toucannon. It's not like you actually see Toucannons a lot here in the VGC realm. Here's the Beak Blast, and of course we are Tera Fairy, so we are actually going to be able to resist some of that damage. Luckily for us, we actually are still in with the Tauros here, because we actually need Tauros to be able to do some Raging Bulls to break some of them screens if they decided to actually set them up. Toucannon, of course, is going in for the Beak Blast there once again. And, of course, there's the Parting Shot coming in from the Grimmsnarl. That is going to drastically lower our attack stat, as well as our special attack, but, of course, for the Tauros, that's not really necessarily needed. Grimmsnarl going back to the opposing side's party, and, of course, now we await for the Pokemon to come in. Now, I do have to say that Shiny Toucannon is pretty awesome if you take a look at it. I love the fact that his beak and its feathers actually change color. Pretty cool, actually. Mousehole going in for the Population Bomb onto the Toucannon, of course, and of course the Toucannon is burning the Mousehole. Not really a good choice. That's just going to drop our attack stat, but I mean, Population Bomb is pretty weak to begin with. The fact that we can actually get up to approximately 10 hits in is pretty impressive. Volcarona onto the field, that is actually a big deal because, quite frankly, a lot of those Volcarona tend to just go for Quiver Dances, and then, of course, they tend to go for, like, Terra Water and build up their resistance to any kind of moves that could be coming their way, and then usually run wild. I think there was a video not long ago, or a video that I just recently uploaded that actually featured a Volcarona. But anyways, we actually go for the Raging Bull here. We break the Reflect on the opposing side. We manage to hit the Toucannon. We get burned. And of course, there's the Lum Berry that you guys are seeing that is actually going to fix the burn onto that Tauros. So that's actually not going to affect our attack stat very much further. Of course, Toucannon is now down and out. And of course, there is still the Volcarona onto the field. We are getting a little bit of damage here, of course, because why not? Volcarona is definitely a big moth Pokemon, definitely something to be afraid of here. That Quiver Dance is definitely something that I'm thinking about in the back of my mind here at this exact point in time. Okay, our opponent is actually coming in back with the Grimmsnarl, and of course Grimmsnarl again does have the ability to set up the Reflects, the Light Screen, and the Fake Outs. That is definitely going to be something that's going to be a problem here for us. I'm thinking to myself, well, you know what, maybe what I'll do is I'll go for the Tidy Up with Mousehold, maybe try to boost up some stats and stuff, and then I thought maybe I'll go for like a Bulk Up onto the Tauros to try to get my stats back up. But then again, here comes the Parting Shot again from the Grimmsnarl, and that's just going to further lower our attack stat and our special attack stat, and then of course Grimmsnarl is going to go back to the opposing side's party. Volcarona, of course, still over on the other side there, chilling like a villain, and hasn't had the opportunity to actually do anything, but I'm almost certain that the first thing it's going to do is go for that Quiver Dance. That's the first thing that I would do for it, personally. I'm not really sure. I don't really remember what the next Pokemon is on the opposing side. I'm going to be honest, guys. I've had a really long week, and my mind is just like mush right now. Post-commentary is really cool and all, but trying to remember everything that happened if you go through like 45 battles is really hard. So I'm going to try to commentate this the best that I can here at this time. Okay, the next Pokemon that's coming in is going to be in a Sinistra? I can never pronounce names. We managed to get the Tidy Up with the Mouse Hold here. Of course, that is going to boost up the attack stat and the speed stat. And we are going to get the bulk up onto the Tauros, bringing back some of our attack stat back into that Wild Bull Pokemon. Of course, here we go. There is the Quiver Dance coming in from the Volcarona. Definitely a big deal. That's just going to boost up a bunch of stats like special attack, special defense, and speed. And then, of course, Sinistcha is going to be an also problem too, because it does get the ability to redirect moves. So unless we get a really good Raging Bull in onto it, I can't foresee us actually taking out that Sinistcha. But I did decide that I was going to maybe look into the Rock Slide here to be able to hit the 2 opposing Pokemon. That's pretty much just because of the whole Rage Powder scenario. I didn't want to get locked into one specific move in this situation. There's the Heat Wave. Heat Wave is actually going to be able to pick up the KO on 2 of my Pokemon. Not really the best situation here. What I realistically should have done is I should have gone for the Raging Bull and maybe took out that Sinistcha so that way I can actually just like take it out and not worry about the whole Rage Powder redirect situation. We do still have Zebstrika here, and Zebstrika should be capable of doing some work here in this battle. It does have the Flame Charge, it does have the high horsepower, and then of course, it does have the Supercell Slam. So, I mean, we should be able to do something here. The Flame Charge, I was kind of debating on if I was going to be able to go into the Sinistcha or if I was going to boost up the speed and be able to try to take out my Volcarona later on. High horsepower, I kind of looked at high horsepower, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be able to do enough damage off onto the Volcarona. We do have the Amoonguss here, that way we can do our own redirects, but of course, with the fact that it has Heat Wave, I can't really see that being helpful to us here in any situation. Volcarona, of course, going in for the Tera Grass. And, at that point, it's just going to resist the high horsepower a little bit more. Decided to go in for the Giga Drain here. That's just going to be able to one-shot the Zebstrika. And, of course, now we're just basically stuck with the Amoonguss. So that's pretty much going to be game here. I do have to say that this is one of the most difficult and most challenging competitions to date. Regulation H has such a widespread variety of Pokemon, and the fact that everybody's getting really creative with their teams right now is pretty impressive. You're not seeing the same standards in every battle like what you did there before. The Indeedee and Armarouge combo is not as widespread as I might have thought originally, but Dindozo and Tatsugiri and all that, you don't see them very often. There's a lot of unique teams here, and the fact that someone actually managed to bring a Toucannon into this competition, that actually impressed me quite a bit, so kudos to that guy. But if you guys enjoyed this battle, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, post your comments down below, and I will catch you guys in battle number 4. Peace out.